Come on. Sit. So I'm having her sit before I put her in the crate. This is the way we always do it. Have her sit, open the door, my right hand, and pat her chest. And I got a little piece of food here. This is what you're probably gonna have to do at first. And you show her you got it, and you pat her chest and say, go, but you toss a piece of food in too. A lot of times, if their owner's not putting them in the crate, then they go back home, and they won't do it for you as they do it for me after I'm off the scene. Good girl. So you need to do that little thing where you toss the food in for a couple of days so that she gets into the groove with you like she is with us here. Good, works really well. And then later on, when you just go back to sending her away like that, then you don't need the food anymore after a couple of days. So in the crate is where I take off her collar, both her prong collar and her choke chain. And this is a gigantic crate. The crate I normally use for her is much smaller. This is for a Great Dane or something like that, but this is the crate that's in this room right now, so we're using it. It's the same, everything's the same, it's just that her crate would be smaller. When I take the collars off, I hang the prong collar on the door like that, and I put the leash and choke chain wherever. You can take them with you or hang them up somewhere, put them on top like that. I always like to put on and take off her equipment when she is in the crate, because then you don't have this hyperactivity of like trying to grab your hands and doing like this to the leash and all that kind of stuff, because she's excited right now. But you'll see when I open the door and put on the leash and the collars, she'll be calm because she's taught to just calmly sit there and wait for us to do it. If you do this long enough in the crate, then later on when you start doing it outside of the crate, because you've been doing it for a number of months in the crate, which keeps her calm, you'll be able to keep her calm outside the crate as well. So you won't always have to do that for the first few months when you get her back home. If you do it this way, for the rest of her lifetime, she'll be easy to hook up either way. So when I'm going to take her out of the crate, I just hook up this choke chain to the leash first off and open up the door. She's not going to come out. The first thing I do when I open the door is give her a little reward. See how I stick it through the choke chain like that? She's eating the reward, and I hook her up to that. Prong collar, make sure it's not twisted. If it's twisted, it won't work. If she tries to come out before you release her out of the crate, you just say no. Give it a little minor little token slam like that. She knows what that means. If she waits, you can give her a reward. Good girl, because waiting at this boundary, just another boundary like the front door or the curb, she needs your permission to go through it. She starts to come out, you say no. You don't have to slam her in the face, you just do like everything else with her, gentle but firm. And if she waits, good. So it starts to get really clear to her what gets her reward and what doesn't. So see how I'm making sure I just let it hang like this, making sure it's not twisted, and see how I'm holding it. It's the spacer in the middle, that round, perfectly round little thing, and then the funny looking buckle is what hangs down and what you attach the leash to. So I'm just going to reach in like this. See how calm she is? No dancing around, no struggling, and you can just put it on, and then leash is already hooked up to her choke chain. You just hook it up to the prong collar like that. You're ready to go. And she's being really good and calm because she's gotten used to the camera person now. Most of what the excitedness during this video is because the camera person is like right on top of us, which is something that she's never encountered before. So she's going to wait for me to pat my leg and say, okay, and she'll come out. Now I do a little left turn here to go back and close that crate door, because you always want to have that crate door closed because you control that boundary. That's the whole point of using the crate, is controlling the boundary, just exactly how you saw me doing it, having her sit and wait for permission to go in, and then making sure that she waits for permission to come out. And it becomes a little training exercise unto itself, going in and out of the crate. There's a sit on the outside. You can't have her sit inside. You can't control any training in there, but you can control her waiting at that boundary, giving her rewards, waiting for her to be calm before you hook up her collar and leash, which you saw. And if you do that a couple times a day or 3 times a day, even if she's just in the crate for half an hour or whatever it is, 10 minutes, that's more training, and you can get a lot of mileage just out of doing that as far as calming her down. Okay, now we're going to leave the house. Going to have her sit. And opening that front door. Remember now, this is the calm zone, going outside through the front door and the walkway and the living room. This is the calm zone where she's calm, she doesn't freak out, she doesn't pull on the leash. Okay, she walks with you through the door on a loose leash, and if you have to do this, it's okay. Slow her down. She's excited because there's a dog right here in this yard barking at us. I'm going to do a little left turn, and I'm going to close this front door.